Okay, so we're diving deep today into the Ondo state governorship election.
Yeah.
And it's a day of,
Big day.
well, yeah, big day, huge stakes,
Yeah,
even higher tensions, it seems like.
definitely. Yeah, and we're going right to the source, someone who's right in the thick of it.
Yeah, we're hearing straight from PDP candidate chief Aibullah Ajay,
Exactly.
and he is not holding back.
No, he's not.
He's got some serious concerns about how this election's being run,
Right.
and we're going to hear them straight from him in his own words.
Absolutely. I think that's what makes this so interesting,
Yeah,
Ajay is not just some, fringe candidate.
No.
He's a major player.
absolutely.
And when someone like that comes out and says what he's saying,
Yeah,
it can really shake things up, have an impact on the outcome.
for sure. And on the future of Ondo State.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's back up for just a sec, just to kind of set the stage.
Sure.
So we've got Chief Aibullah Ajay.
Right.
He's the PDP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
He's going up against the incumbent governor.
Yeah.
And then you've got INE,
Right.
the Independent National Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are responsible for running this whole election.
They got to make sure it's all by the books.
Exactly right.
Free and fair.
Free and fair, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. Yep.
And a really key part of that process is this thing called the BVAS system.
Right. BVAS, Biometric Voter Accreditation System.
Oh, the acronyms.
Gotta love them.
It uses like fingerprints and facial recognition to verify voters.
It's all about making sure the right people are voting and nobody's sneaking in extra votes.
Exactly. And this BVAS system is so crucial.
It really is. In theory, it should make things much more secure. It's supposed to help prevent fraud, like multiple voting.
Right.
But what we're seeing in Ondo State, things don't always go according to plan.
Things get complicated.
Yeah, they do.
So Ajay, he did not mince words
Okay.
after he cast his vote.
Right.
He comes out and says, quote,
Uh-huh.
the system has been compromised.
Yeah.
It is sad. INEC can't conduct election well in one state.
That's a pretty strong statement right there.
I mean,
He's not holding back at all.
yeah, he's not pulling any punches,
No.
but he actually goes even further.
Oh, really?
And gets into some specifics.
Okay. I'm interested to hear this.
Yeah, so this is where things get really concerning.
Okay.
He highlights two big issues.
All right.
One, problems with these BVAS machines,
Okay.
and two, just widespread allegations of vote buying.
Yeah, those are both pretty serious.
The system is not perfect. Things are not working. It took more than 10 minutes to capture me, who is the candidate of the PDP. So all of us here, you can see the drama. And a lot of complaints here and there. If INEC cannot successfully organize election in one state, just one state, then certainly you must know that we are running to anarchy.
Certainly, you must have been hearing reports virtually from
Everywhere. It's not even me who is contesting the election can experience this up to 10 minutes before I could be allowed to cast my vote. A lot of women will just let me go back to my house. I think it's deliberate on the part of INEC, on the part of the rec. And we have said this several times. We don't trust Barrister Olatoyin Abalola that this woman cannot be fair. The system is compromised. I have series of calls today, and I make calls to everybody. People are complaining, vote buying. People are not working, even when it is just a tools of, ringing tools for them. The ringing tools for them, but it's not even working. It's a very shameful exercise, and I think Nigerians should just call on the chairman of Electoral Commission.
your assessment of the security situation, please.
Professor Mamadou Yakub. It's not if you cannot do the job, it's just honorably resign. He should resign. This is embarrassing. It's totally compromised. You have seen it yourself. Totally compromised. And it's very sad. Nigeria is going to a state where people are an idiot, a nonentity. Because you are in a ruling party, it becomes what you want to become. Under Professor Jega, INEC was almost getting to that level of international standards. But your people go has drawn us back. This is sad. This is sad, and Nigerians are not happy.
Sir, so far so good. How can you explain the conduct of this exercise right from accreditation to this process, sir, to this particular point in time?
Yes, like you rightly said, we had Unit 05 at Obinla, Ugbo Ward 4 in Laje local government area of Ondo State, where I have just casted my vote, and other eligible voters also of queue casting their votes. The exercise has been so peaceful and so calm. I also want to commend the INEC officials complying to the rules of the game, doing the accreditation, and then before you can vote. And also we have the security agencies on ground to protect everyone that has come out to vote. So the exercise has been so peaceful, and I think from what I'm hearing from other locations too, so far it's been peaceful. But I can only be at my unit at a time. So not that I know what is happening all over the state yet, but information at my disposal and some other locations that I have information about, it's been peaceful and calm.
So over the years, many people have expressed skepticism about the integrity test conducted by INEC, who is the electoral overseer. Do you think INEC has the capacity to deliver the voice of the people at these polls in Ondo State at this particular point in time, sir?
Who else will have the capacity to do if not INEC? It's the INEC. So yes, and so far for us in Ondo State, our elections have been credible and transparent, and this will not be this will not be different. For example, in 2016, after the governorship election, nobody went to the tribunal to challenge the result. It's the same INEC. In 2020, we had, when I became the deputy governor, ran together with the late governor, may he so rest in peace. The election was peaceful and credible. Even when the opposition went to court, the issue that was challenged at the time was not about the credibility and transparency of the election. It's about the way and manner that our form was submitted when it had to do with the chairman, caretaker committee chairman who signed our form. So the issue that they were arguing at the court at the time was not about the credibility of the election. So if we have, two in a row, the first one there was no challenge in the tribunal. The second one, the main plea at the tribunal wasn't. It has nothing to do with the credibility and transparency of the election. So, therefore, like I said, this very one will not be different. So, I believe INEC is delivering in Ondo State and also in Nigeria. They are the only body we have and that can do the job. So, there's no any other body you want to set up to do that other than INEC. So, they have the capacity. Yes, there could be improvement, because records can always be broken. They can improve on their turnaround time in terms of arrival at locations early enough, and then the whole process it can be better, because there's nothing in this world that is static. There's always room for improvement. If you're talking about room for improvement, yes, there can still be room for improvement. But in terms of capacity and capability to deliver, why not? They have been delivering anyway, so they will continue to deliver.
So there have been pockets of complaints about the functionality, the optimal functionality of beavers. Do you think it could in any way affect the outcome of voter confidence in that regard?
Well, it's a technology that has been put in place for accreditation. For me, it was one hand. The moment I presented my PVC, it went through. So I don't know of any other, but it went through immediately. It brought out my details and my picture, and then, and I was accredited. It may be in some locations because of network, because of some locations that are into the hinterland. Yes, they might be experiencing such, but I think they have improved on that as well. So If it's malfunctioning, definitely it will affect the process in terms of turnaround time. But otherwise, I think it's a good piece of technology to ascertain the personality that is coming to vote, the eligibility of the voters. That's it.
Thank you so much for having us on. You heard it all from the Ondo State Governor, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa.
So let's start with the BVAS.
Right.
Ajay himself experienced delays at his polling station.
Oh, really?
And he said this, quote, BVAS aren't working. It took about 10 minutes to capture me.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
That might not seem like a lot.
Right.
But if that's happening, at lots of different polling stations across the state, I mean, think about it.
Long lines.
Yeah, long lines, frustrated voters.
People giving up, maybe?
Right, exactly. And, it's important to remember the context here, too. Nigeria, unfortunately, has a bit of a history of electoral irregularities.
Right.
So voter confidence in the system can be kind of fragile.
It can be shaky, yeah.
Yeah, so any little glitch or delay with the BVAS, especially on this kind of scale, it just feeds into that existing distrust.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It makes people wonder what's really going on.
Exactly. And then on top of all that, we have Ajayi's allegations of vote buying.
Right. Widespread vote buying.
Yeah, which he claims is just rampant. And, some people listening might be like, well, what is vote buying?
Right.
And why does it matter?
Yeah, good question.
So basically, it's when people are offered money
right.
or other inducements.
Food gifts, favors, you name it.
In exchange for their vote.
Yeah, it's like trying to buy the election.
Yeah, and it really strikes at the heart of a fair democratic process.
It undermines the whole idea of one person, one vote.
Exactly.
And it gives an unfair advantage to the people with the resources.
Right, the people with the money.
Yeah, it basically turns the election into a bidding war.
And the people who can't afford to play,
right,
they get left behind.
Exactly. They're disenfranchised.
So Ajayi doesn't stop there.
Oh.
He doesn't just point out these issues.
Right.
He goes a step further.
Okay.
And lays the blame squarely at the feet of INEC and the Resident Electoral Commissioner.
The REC.
The REC.
Okay.
He says, quote, I think it is deliberate on the part of INEO and the REC.
Wow.
And we've said this several times, that the woman can't be fair.
That is a serious accusation.
Yeah, it really is.
He's essentially saying that the very people who are supposed to ensure a free and fair election might be manipulating the process to get a specific outcome.
Right.
And, it's important to remember that this is just one side of the story.
Right.
We need to hear from INS.
Yeah.
We need to see how they respond to these allegations.
Absolutely.
We need to wait for the final results to come in.
Exactly. And it is important to note
that
INEOC has been working hard to try to improve the electoral process in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They've been implementing reforms, introducing technology like this BVAS system.
Absolutely. It's been a big push for them.
Yeah. But Ajayi's claims, if they're proven true, they raise serious questions.
Yeah, they do.
About how effective these efforts have been.
How much has really changed,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what this whole situation in Ondo State really highlights?
What's that?
It's just how fragile democracy is.
Yeah, it really is.
It relies on trust, trust in the institutions, trust in the process, trust in the idea that every single vote matters.
Every vote counts. That's the foundation.
Exactly. And when that trust erodes, the consequences can be huge.
They can be really far-reaching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So as we all follow what's happening in Ondo State, we really encourage you to think critically about the information that you're seeing.
Absolutely.
Seek out diverse perspectives.
Yes. Don't just get your news from one place. Exactly. Consider potential biases.
Right. Everyone's got an angle.
And really ask yourself, what does it mean for democracy when a leading candidate is publicly questioning the very foundation of the electoral process?
It's a big question for sure.
It is. And what steps can we take
Yeah.
to strengthen that foundation?
To make sure that every vote really does count.
Not just in Ondo State, but
Right.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's what we need to think about.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Ondo State election.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And we'll keep you updated as the situation develops.
Absolutely. Stay tuned.
All right. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.